What up, what up, what up? We're live. A special Friday night edition of the Mr. Bass Spin to Win show. What's going on, boys and girls? Chops, how you doing, man? Frank and Jan, aloha. Evening, Ronald. Grandpa Woody. So, you guys probably saw, obviously you're on here, so you got the message. Zach, Shannon, how's it going? I am not available this weekend, so Leighton, I bought it online somewhere, man. I don't know. I don't remember where, actually. Let me check my email. I might be able to find it on there. But in any case, I'm man, Jonas from Sweden. What time is it in Sweden, man? I was trying to think if I've been to Sweden. I don't think I have. I haven't been to Sweden. I've been to Switzerland. I know those are two very different countries, but I've been to a lot of places in Europe. I was stationed in Europe in the Army. Jonas, 1:02 in the morning or in the night. Okay, yeah, right on. It's great to have you. I didn't know there was a bass fisherman in Sweden. Maybe you're not a bass fisherman. Maybe you're just a general fisherman overall. I know there's tons of fishermen up there. Oh, Matthew, lost your Doom Rider. Oh, that's painful. He lost his Doom Rider. Do I have mine up here? Could show you guys what he lost. Dude, that's painful. I don't have mine hanging up here. The Doom Rider glide bait. Sheesh. That's not a cheap one. Terry, you were in Augsburg. I was in Frankfurt. And then Frankfurt closed down, and they moved us to Mannheim, and I was in Mannheim. I was over there for 5 years. I was in England for 2 years as well, so I've actually lived in Europe for 7 years. So I love Europe. It's a great place to be. Saw a 1.2 ton sunfish. What the heck is that? A Wildflecken. Yeah, people see Booster. I was in Wildflecken. No, that's not how you pronounce it. The W is pronounced like a V. So it would be a Wildflecken. Right on. Hey, Brian, how's it going? Fish in the southeast at the house. All right, rest in peace, Aaron Martens. Very sad day yesterday. Aaron Martens passed away. Really sad to hear that. He was such a dynamic force in the professional fishing world, and he was a very unique person. Very unique. In fact, I thought I would, for those of you who don't know much about him, he was 49 years old, I believe. He passed away yesterday from brain cancer. He'd been fighting it for a long time, and it looked like he was going to beat it for a while there. And then this last year, it's just kind of came back with a vengeance. But Tackle Otaku from the Hooked, what's the name of that store? The Hooked Up Tackle, put a really nice post about Aaron on here. And as I was reading this, I was like, man, this is the epitome of Aaron, how intense he was, how intense he was when it came to fishing. He was in another world. He was a lot like Rick Clunn. Rick Clunn is another one of these guys that just lives in another planet. He thinks so far off the charts when it comes to fishing. And Aaron Martens was this way too. And he did so many unique and innovative things that I'm sure a lot of other fishermen copied and that we learned from. But he says, I watched Aaron prepare for a tournament, and he was sorting power worms. Listen to this. He was sorting power worms into piles depending on how many black flakes were in them. All right, so these are all the same worm, the same color. They have black flakes, and he's counting the number of flakes that are in the worms and sorting them by the number of flakes that are in the worms. I mean, this is how intense Aaron Martens was. And he says, too many or too few flakes went into the garbage. They just wouldn't work. He said the bass would only eat an exact amount of flakes. I remember at the time thinking he was crazy. How could something so minute as that matter? Now, some 20 plus years later, I spend my days trying to dissect fish to the smallest nuance I can. I literally think every day about Aaron and his power worms and ask myself, how would Aaron break this down? Aaron thought on a different level. Many people thought he was from another planet, but I think he was so tapped in to, I'm not sure what this word, to ours, that he experienced and understood life bigger and more detailed than most of us. And I thought, yeah, man, that describes Aaron Martens to a T. So he's going to be missed on so many levels because he was so unique. Obviously we miss everyone that passes away in the fishing world, but Aaron was on a totally different level, which made him very unique. I also thought I'd just share with you, because I think he would like for us to talk about his accomplishments. It meant the world to him, what he achieved. He had 11 career wins, 82 top 10s, 113 top 20s, one BPT tour win, one Major League Fishing win. He won, his tournament winnings were almost $4 million. So he accomplished a ton of things in the pro fishing world. He was an animal. He came in second place so many times too. There's just no telling how many more tournaments he would have won if it hadn't been just for one little thing. But I can remember so many times he would come in second place, which was just crazy, for sure. So I'm going to miss him, and I didn't even know him personally, but he made a big impact on me. I was lucky enough to be at a few tournaments that he fished, but I never really knew him. But he's definitely going to be one that we miss for sure. Sup, George? I don't know what. Okay, yeah. Yeah, only 5% make a 5-year survival, so that's pretty serious. Pretty serious for sure. He would tell the boat manufacturers to take the glitter out of the paint so it would go faster. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I bought into all of his theories, but that does not surprise me if he said that. That would not surprise me. Oh, man. I was at a tournament at Lake St. Clair that he fished at. It was an open. I fished as a co-angler there, and he I had already been to the check-in. You go in and check in the meeting, they give you a certain time, and he had not done it. He'd forgotten to do it. He went racing by us on his boat and hopped out and just left his boat on the ramp and ran off and got in his truck. And as he was running away, we were like, "What's going on, Aaron?" He's like, I'm late for the check-in. I gotta go. Just abandoned his boat and left it there. I'm sure it was still there when he came back. But yeah, it was really, really something, to say the least. Pretty crazy. All right, so I thought I'd give you a couple of housekeeping items. I'm not having a show tomorrow night. Steve Chapman, we are not going to have our Get Your Fish On show Wednesday night. I know we told you KVD, and we are having KVD on our next show. It's just not going to be this Wednesday. It's going to be a week from Wednesday. And so just a little programming change is all. But wanted to let you know. Just wanted to let you know that that's going on. In fact, there's Steve right now. Sad thing with Aaron. Now, Steve did know Aaron personally. And of course, Aaron busted his chops on the old RoboWorm. Aaron was sponsored by RoboWorm. In fact, that's the way I got into RoboWorms, was because of Aaron Martens. He kind of put RoboWorm on the map. At least he did for me. Just talked to a couple guys from npfl, and they are crazy mad. No championship and more for next year. Two of the big names have pulled out, Patrick Walters and Buddy Gross. All right, I don't know what you mean by no championship and more for next year. What do you mean no championship? I'm confused. How can you not have a championship? Maybe I need to go on their website. Is it on their website? That's crazy. I had not heard championship event canceled. Okay, so the championship that was scheduled for this next coming week has been canceled. We notified all the qualifying participants of the specific issues at hand. We appreciate the support of the league anglers, their families, and fans in having to make this difficult decision. We will be having a 2022 season and look forward to announcing our schedule to the loyal fan base post haste. Post haste means right away. Okay, so what's the scuttlebutt? Anybody know? Do you know? Steve, what led to this? Because Patrick Walters and Buddy Gross pulled out? That's why? Why? Why would they do that? Rumors have been flying. I don't know. I guess I didn't see that. I've been looking at a lot of social media. I don't know why I didn't notice that. Interesting. Probably the same reason I haven't noticed anything with npfl this year. It just doesn't get much publicity. All right. Let's see here. That's crazy. Crazy. I don't know. What do you guys think of the npfl? Do you guys watch it? Do you follow it? I know some of you guys have real serious opinions. Like, I know Fishing with Gramps. I haven't seen him on tonight, but I know he loves Major League Fishing. And then there's other guys who absolutely love the elites. Some who don't care. I haven't heard a ton of stuff. I haven't found anybody that I know of that just loves npfl. Booster quit watching it after the third event. Yeah, Booster, it always boils down to money, right? I'm sure if you get right down to it, Maybe they've had sponsors pull out or something. Boy, that's painful. I feel bad because everything I know about that is the guys running that are great people. They really care about the sport. They created npfl to try to give an opportunity for pro level guys that didn't have the money to fish full time, that still needed to work and keep full time jobs. So they built this fishing league, the National Professional Fishing League, the npfl, so that professional fishermen who still had to work a full time job at home could keep their job and still make the schedule of the events. So that's unfortunate. I think they had a good trail. I just can't make it through MLF tourney too long. I'll tell you the thing that throws me off on Major League Fishing, and I think that's kind of what Doug is saying. There's so many events. You know, there's stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and they have guys fish one day and they skip a day and well, usually I don't have time to watch it all the way through, and you kind of lose track of what's going on. Where an elite event, I already know it's 3 days. It's real easy to figure out where they're at. All of the weight accumulates on day 1, 2, 3. You see who makes the cut, and you can easily figure out what's going on with the tournament. The Bass Pro Tour, the Major League Fishing Tour, I think if you're not glued to it every second, at least for me, it's hard to keep track of where everything's at the moment. That I like watching it. I don't have any problems with the actual tournament when I'm watching it, but just trying to keep track of all these stages. The stages, I don't get the stages. What's the point of a stage? Just have a tournament, you know? I mean, I don't know. Some of you diehards can correct me on my ignorance there. No, Gramps, I read the statement on their website. All it says is the event is being canceled. And they say they told the anglers what the issues are, but they're apparently not going to tell the rest of us. And there will definitely be a season next year to look forward to. Tim's confused too. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one, man. All these freaking stages. Maybe Gramps can explain it to us because he's a diehard Bass Pro Tour guy. He apparently has no problem following it. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Even their champion, when they have a champion, like I got some of these posters up. Jacob Wheeler, Bass Pro Tour 2021 Stage 5 champion. And Jacob Wheeler, Bass Pro Tour 2021 Stage 2 champion. See, that doesn't sound like you've achieved anything. I'm a champion of a stage. Why do they say that? Why don't they just say Jacob Wheeler, Bass Pro Tour 2021 Lake Travis champion? That makes way more sense than saying he's the Stage 2 champion or the Stage 3 champion. What they're saying is that's the second tournament of the season. That's the third tournament of the season. They call it a stage. That's stupid, man. I think it is anyway. Sorry if I've offended anybody, but why in the world? Why can't you just call it the tournament? The Bass Pro Tour Championship on Lake Travis, or the Bass Pro Tournament winner on the St. Lawrence River. Every one of them is Jacob Wheeler. Oh, there's one. Ott Defoe won one this year. Alton Jones won one. KVD won one. A couple others did. But hey, Where did the championship money go? Oh, well, that's a good question, Steve. But to tell you the truth, I don't think it really matters because any kind of a business, and these circuits are businesses. They may have got to this championship and said, "We're out of money, guys. We can't do the tournament. We can't afford it." And if they don't have the money, it doesn't matter. I mean, maybe they had money set aside for the tournament that just got spent during the year, or maybe they were waiting on like another payout from sponsors that didn't happen. Who knows, man? Very disappointing, though. I'll tell you who should know. Luke Duncan, our buddy Luke, Low Budget Live. He should do a podcast on this and let us know what happened. Right? Right on, right on. Inflation has actually. I'll tell you what, Frank. I am worried about the inflation talk, man. I really am. Gas prices are through the roof. Food prices are going off the charts. Dude, I don't know, man. Let's hope it doesn't get so bad that it really impacts the fishing industry, the fun side of things, because that would not be good at all. That would just not be good, would it? Okay, I thought I'd show you guys. I was going to have Matthew on here, but he didn't have enough time, and he's got some amazing swim baits he's gotten, but he wants to have a good camera so that you guys can really see him up close. So he's working on that. Maybe if he gets his camera set up in a week or two, we can have Matthew show us all of his swim baits. Supposedly have an event scheduled for Cumberland. I'm telling y'all right now, if you aren't stocked at home, do it now. Yeah, talking about food. Not a bad idea to stock up on a little food if there's no telling what food's going to cost you 6 months or a year from now. Yeah, Tim. Well, that's why I don't talk about this stuff very often, because I don't know how old school I am. And I don't want to sound like I'm down on Major League Fishing or the Bass Pro Tour. I'm not. I love it. I think it's great. I love the anglers. I love watching them. I think they have the very best anglers in the world on the Bass Pro Tour. It's just those levels and stages and stuff are just freaking. I don't get why they do it. And so, yeah, I am old school. I'm used to following a pro tournament just like I always followed the FLW tournaments and the Major League and the elites. Real easy to follow, real easy to figure out all these stages and levels, and don't make any sense really to me. Yeah, Booster saying a stage is just a tourney, and each stage has a title sponsor. Okay, yeah, so you've got the General Tire stage 3, or the Bass Pro Tour 2021 stage 4 on Lake Chick. That's the one, KVD 1. Anyway, I guess it doesn't really matter in the whole scheme of things. They want to keep calling them stages. The cup events are different from stages. See? Freaking cup events. Yeah, whatever. Cups are different than stages, and freaking, yeah. Right on. Texas Huntsman, I've got my Let's Go Brandon shirt. I almost wore it tonight on the show. I might do that at some point. I don't want to alienate some of my viewers. There may be some that don't agree with me on that. This is not a political show. This is a fishing show. So I don't want to spend it talking about vaccines or anything like that. I want to talk about fishing. George says the stages are good in NASCAR. Yeah, well, that makes a little more sense. But all right, what else are we gonna do? Since Matthew's not on, yeah, let's go fishing, Gramps. Let me show you a couple of swim baits I got in the mail here. I didn't get them all this week. I've gotten them over the last few weeks, and I've just kind of been stacking them up. So I got a few here, and Matthew or one of you other guys might tell me if you think if this thing was worth it. All right, this is by Toxic Baits. Check out the artwork. Toxic Baits. Let me open this thing up and show you up close and personal. Kind of weird. The box is actually glued shut. I don't want to tear this box up because the box itself is a work of art. But this is the Mini Truca Masu. And the color is Pro Blue. Matthew says it has great action and love that it's more of a crank down, not a wake bait. All right, so let me show you what it comes with. So here's one thing that's kind of interesting about it. This is the Pro Blue color, like I said. Check this out. They got a hole in the side, and they've got little bits of, basically this is just like skirting material. And I guess that gives it, you can see where that's at, kind of where their fins would be. So maybe in the water you get some undulation with this. It's a pretty big bait. As you can see, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 joints, or 4 pieces. I guess the joints technically in between the pieces. So you could say it's a 4-piece with 3 joints. Chartreuse on the belly. And of course it comes with a tail, which I have not put in here, but there's the tail. See if it'll focus. Little gill flare, right, Gramps? And then they even give you a little spare skirt material so that you can pull that through when these wear out. So that's kind of cool. Toxic Baits are kind of a cool company. I like them. In fact, these frogs that I showed you guys before are Toxic Bait product. So that's cool. So that's one of them. Fish fur. It might be. I don't know, man. Good question, Frank. Are those little undulating jig skirt material? Is that fish fur? Booster says no. The skirt will create turbulence, break up surface tension on the body. Heck yeah, it sounds good to me. Illumination Nathan has the Toxic Wade Hog. Matthew says it mimics the fins. Yeah. Probably looks pretty lifelike in the water. I think it's cool looking. I like it. I like it. The old. Sometimes you're like, why do you have to give it so many strange names? You know, the old. The maybe that's part of the mystery. The mini Trukamasu, because wiggly fish, the wiggly fish just would never be good enough. That's what I'd call it. I'd call it the toxic wiggly fish. The Mr. Bass toxic wiggly fish. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Mr. Bass, what's your favorite fishing reel? Dude, I got tons of favorite fishing reels. Why would you ever settle for just one favorite fishing reel? Man, I got so many reels I love, love, love. So I cannot even begin to tell you, but I'll tell you one of my favorite fishing reels. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I can show you. I love this reel so much. You know, here's what's something funny. I think this is psychological. Some of you guys that are more practical than me, you're going to say, oh, yeah, it's definitely psychological, dude. This reel right here, although I don't have this specific model, this is a newer model than the one I have. I absolutely am in love with this reel. Let me share my screen with you so you can see it. Go to the right tab. All right, check that bad boy out. I love this reel. Now, there's some funny things about this reel, though. It's not the lightest reel out there. It weighs almost 8 ounces, which is really considered pretty heavy for a reel. And look at the retrieve. The fastest retrieve you can get for this reel is 7.4 to 1. Now, the reel that I have this model, like I said, it's just an older version. I actually have the slowest model they make, which is like a 5.0 to 1. I mean, it's very slow for reels. But I use it to throw super light crankbaits and super light lures. And it is insane how awesome it works. Hey, get your fish on. You're sponsored by these guys. You're supposed to be saying what a great deal that is, man. Now, here's what I'm saying. This is where I'm willing to tell on myself here. Dude, I know, Matthew, that KVD smoke reel is a great reel. You're gonna really like it. Matthew is the one that won our KVD reel that Chris Hill donated to the channel, and he says the KVD smoke reel is great. Have caught a decent amount of fish on it, and it's a pretty sturdy. It does have some nice torque as well. Yeah, it's a great reel. There is something psychologically, though, that happens when you break out a $600 reel and use it. And I know, I know, this is just all silliness, man. But there is something when you are throwing a $600 reel, you say to yourself, dude, this thing is amazing. And you believe it. And that's all that matters. That is all that matters, man. It's awesome. I love this reel. So if you're asking what's my favorite reel, I don't have a favorite, but this is definitely one of my favorites. Like Kyle says, it's heavy. For a pricey reel, it should be much lighter than that. But hey, it is what it is. And you know, that's That's the way it goes. Now, kind of my everyday reel, if you were to say, what's the reel I fish with more than anything? It's the Metanium. I probably have more Metaniums than I have anything else. And I really love the Metaniums. I think they're great. They're solid. They're really, really good. Caro, $600 is a lot of gas money, but it's getting less and less. You can buy less and less gas with $600 every single day. So anyway, hey, you can criticize me if you want. You can say you're a freaking idiot. I can't believe you'd spend that much money on a reel. I get it. I totally get it. And believe me, I don't have a ton of $600 reels out there, but I do have a few. I definitely have a few. So we'll turn that off now and go back. So how about that? All right, let's give something away. Let's do a spin to win. A spin to win question. How about it? All right. Let me go over the questions. Yeah, the Aldebaran is great as well, fishing the Southeast. I've only got one of those, but I really like it. The only thing I wish the Aldebaran had, though, is I wish it had a bigger spool. I would really love it if it had a bigger spool. But what can you do? All right, let me go over the rules. I think maybe I didn't completely hit all the rules last time. I thought I did, but then I realized I didn't tell everybody how to claim your prize. So I'm going to start with that first tonight. If you win a prize, all you have to do is send me a DM on my Instagram account. My Instagram is at Mr. Bass TV. If you're a winner tonight, send me a DM with your name and address and what you won. And then I will put your lure in the mail and get it out to you. If you win, I need you to send me your address tonight. If you do not get it to me tonight, I will not get it in the mail for probably 2 weeks. So if you want it right away, as soon as you win, you need to send me your address. If for some strange reason you do not have Instagram, what's wrong with you? No, if you don't have Instagram, you can send me an email. Here's my email address, mrbasstv@protonmail.com. mrbasstv@protonmail.com. Send me same information and I will get you your prize. Okay, the way you can win a prize is I will ask questions. They are questions about fishing generally. I may show you a lure and ask you to give me the correct name of the lure. I may ask you a question about anything related to fishing. I may ask you a question about some of my previous videos. If you're the first one to answer it correctly in the comments, you are the winner, and then you get to spin the wheel right back there. So let's ask the question first, and then when we get ready to spin the wheel, I'll talk about the wheel, the specifics of that, in case you don't know. I know a lot of you guys are old timers. You know all about this, but it's great to say we get new people all the time. So let's get to it. So first question of the night is, let me go to my questions here, my pre-composed questions. All right, this is a good one. This hat, who is responsible for this hat? Who is the fisherman that owns this? Onum, that owns the Onum, is responsible for the Onum. What is his name? The fisherman that is synonymous with Onum. Ballon21, you are correct, and you are the first correct answer. I knew that one wouldn't take long to get. It is Matt Robertson, and he is quite a character. He's fun to watch, and if you've not checked him out, you ought to go check him out. Matt Robertson, technically Robertson, but I'll go with the Robinson. Ballin 21. He was on fire. It's technically Matt Robertson. He might be offended that you called him Robinson, but we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. Okay. Now, I have 3 buckets back here. As you can see, this one right here says hard baits. I've got one that has hard baits. I've got one that has soft plastics. And I've got one that I call the miscellaneous bucket that has amazing stuff in it. And if you spin, when we spin for you, you can win. If you land on 1, you win 1 prize. If you land on the X, you strike out. You win nothing. Because life is hard, even on the Mr. Bass channel. If you land on the 2, you get 2 prizes. If you land on the Mr. Bass, that's the jackpot. You win 3 prizes. If you land on KVD, the greatest fisherman of all time, you win a prize out of the KVD crate. If you land on the Guardian Angel, you win a prize, and you also get to select someone else in the comments who wins a prize as well. If you land on this says Champ, you will win the Champions Club box by Major League Fishing. Where did I move it to? It's around here somewhere. After someone wins the Champions Club box, the Champions Club slice becomes another strike, another red X. So you got to be careful. You can only win once per night unless you strike out. If you strike out, you have the option to play again, and maybe you'll win again. That, I think, is all the rules. I guess the other final rule is that the Mr. Bass Spin to Win game is totally controlled by me, Mr. Bass. So my say is final, regardless of how unfair you may think it is. I am the final arbiter. And if you think you will not like my decisions, do not play, because I am the sole arbiter. All right. Jan has the drum roll going, and let's go ahead and see what he lands on. While that's spinning, I'm going to give you a ticket, because if you win, you also get your name in the drawing to win our next reel donated by Chris. Champions Club. Ballin 21 has won the Champions Club box. How about that? First winner tonight. Wins big. Ballin 21. Here is your ticket. Let me see if it'll focus. That I'm going to put in the tumbler for the reel drawing. And you have won the Champions Club box. Let me grab it. So you may say, what was in the Champions Club box this month? Let's take a look and see what he won. Here it is. He won this deep diving ducket crankbait in citrus shad. He won a Lucky Craft Pointer 100 SP in ghost blue shad. He won a Yozuri Shad SP in prism gold black. He won a Strike King KVD 1.0 square bill in sexy shad. He won a sample pack of Charlie's Worms in Midnight Dream. Yes, it's a sample pack. There's only 5 worms in there. Sorry. Take it up with Major League Fishing. He won a Mustad Underspin Shad, 1/4 ounce. He won Barbasol 1919 Classic Shaving Cream. That's right. And he also won this amazing poster of Michael Neal, who won Stage 7. That's right. Stage 7 is the stage that Michael Neal won. And you guys all remember that amazing stage on the Bass Pro Tour. Who could forget Stage 7? I can't forget it, and I'm sure you can't either. So congratulations, Ballon21. You can DM me at Mr. Bass TV with your name and address, and I will put this in the mail for you right away. So now that Ballon has won, you know what this means. The Champions Club is now a big red X. Oh, man. The odds have just decreased in your favor. The rest of you guys, sorry. That's the way it goes. Blame Ballon21. I can't do anything about that. Right on. The Champions Club. Actually, I got to admit, the Champions Club, I've been getting it since day one. And they're usually pretty good. They are usually pretty good. Hey, hit that like button if you could. If you would, I would greatly appreciate it. Stage 7. Was it at Lake Fork? Was it at St. Lawrence? What do you mean? Why are you asking that? Everybody knows where Stage 7 was at. Come on, that's why Major League Fishing does the stages, so you'll remember, because it makes so much sense. Heck yeah. Yeah, is it Ballon or Ballin? Like basketball? I don't know. Ballin21 or Ballon21, you can correct us. You can tell us if it's ball like ball. Because you're right. Steve's calling me out. I could be pronouncing it wrong. Sorry, buddy. Nice. Wow, that was exciting. Matt Robertson. Cool. All right, let me show you another swim bait I got here. I think I may have showed you guys this one last week. Let me put my deal up here so I can show you what the name of it is. I think I may have showed you this one last week. I think I did. It's cool enough to show twice. The Elude Baits. Lunker Fighters. Diesel. Lizard. Extra large. This color is called Moss. And I got to admit, I love this color. I think it looks sick. I think it's a great looking color. And really, it's got a nice bone colored belly. 2-piece, 1 joint. This has a tail that goes in here. Let's see if I got the tail handy. Here's the tail and the hooks. Take the tail out so you guys can see what it looks like. See, Big Hill, Mr. Bass likes a little of our suffering if we land on the X. Yeah. The joy you get out of declaring the Champions Club is now on red X is disturbing. Yeah. Hey, man, you got to have challenges in life, right? Here's the tail. Looks very natural. I don't know what it takes to put the tail in. Oh, you just screw it in. Let me just see if I can screw it in there and see how hard it's going to be to. Mr. Bass, thank God your addiction is fishing tackle. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it, buddy. That's what I'm here for. All right, there it is with the tail. Here, I can zoom out a little so you can see it better there. How about that? Pretty cool. If I didn't have YouTube, what would I do with all this tackle? Because here's the truth. There is not enough days on left in my entire lifetime to fish with every lure I own. That's why I give a lot of this stuff away. This is why I created the whole wheel. Somebody put a comment up and said, "You don't have to give away stuff to get people to watch your channel. I don't watch it to." That's not why I give stuff away, man. In fact, if giving stuff away made your channel grow, I'd be a freaking millionaire. I'd have 1 million subscribers because I give away so much stuff. I give away stuff because I love fishing tackle, and I know you guys love it too. And I will never be able to use it all in my entire lifetime. So I get a lot of joy. It's a lot of fun giving stuff away. That's why I do it. But I'm not giving this away. This one I'm keeping. The lizard. Pretty cool. I like that one. I got my buddy Matthew told me about that lizard. So he keeps me updated. Not to everything. He won't share all of his secrets with me. Not even me. But he did share with me that the elude lizard was available, and I was lucky to get over there and get it a few weeks ago. Let's see what Matthew's saying. I got a 8-inch Gen 2 in greenback. They're amazing looking baits. Way better in person. I don't know which bait he's talking about there. See, I wasn't following that conversation. Sometimes I jump in. You guys have all these side conversations going. The fire and smoke wax, that box. Yeah, you're right, dude. That was a nice win right there. Yeah, you're right. I'm the only person whose bar is a fishing display. Yeah, when we bought this house, all his liquor was up here. It's a pretty nice. This, you can't see the screen. What I'm sitting on here is this massive bar. It's a big concrete table bar. He's painted it nice. It looks great. And I'm not really a drinker, so I was like, what the heck am I going to do with this? And then it hit me. Psh, this thing would make a great. This would make a great Mr. Bass studio. Is that your kitchen? Yeah, my wife would love it if this was our kitchen. No, it is not. It's just the Mr. Bass studio now. It looks, yeah, see, you can see right there. There's a sink. There's a sink, a faucet. Yeah. I got running water down here. I got my fridge right down here. And I can break out all of my, you guys know my drink of choice. Bop. I got a fridge full of these bad boys. Heck yeah. You're right. Dead meat if it was the kitchen. He has a pee jug down there too. Oh, man. Yeah, right on. Right on. What's your rod? Okay, good question. I don't know if Balin or Balin, did he ever say how you pronounce it? Sorry, I'm probably just going to pronounce it wrong. All right, wiggle warts. Good question. Wiggle wart season is not far away. I start throwing a wiggle wart in the wintertime, about when the water temps get around 40 to 45 degrees. but not as it's going down. I wait when the wintertime kind of passes. We As winter's starting to come out, as the water temps start climbing from super low 40s, when they get into the high 40s, I will start throwing the wiggle wart. And it's still hard to get a lot of bites when it's in the 40s. But as it comes up in the 50s, that wiggle wart bite will get on, and it'll stay on all through the spring. And then about the time the spawn hits, I quit throwing the wiggle wart pretty much until next year. But I like to throw the wiggle wart on a regular. I use a regular crankbait rod, and it could be a graphite rod, it can be a glass rod. I've started using these Kistler feeling reel rods. I really like them a lot, and I ought to show you guys what those feeling reel rods look like in case you've never seen them. They're kind of unique. They're a hybrid. They're a graphite rod with I think they have a fiberglass tip, if I remember right. And I thought, man, I ought to try one of those. And I really like them. Let me see if I can. Here we go. Okay. Well, dang, they don't really. I guess what they've done is they've changed. I'll show you this website so you can kind of see. The Kistler website is kind of hard to follow too. I don't know why it's actually better now than it used to be. It used to be really, really tough. But let me show you here, share my screen. Kistler feeling reel fishing rod. Okay. I have the older rods because I bought them a couple years ago, and they used to have a white tip. The rod tip used to be white, kind of where your base, from your handle up to maybe a third of the rod tip, the last third of the rod tip. It would then change from graphite to glass. And they're a really nice cranking rod. Let's see if it gives you a description here. Your rod is a hybrid, Kistler carbon. So 50% S-glass and 50% Japanese intermediate modulus carbon by Toray. Make the feeling reel a rod so versatile you'll set every hook and never lose another fish. And I really like it. I used to throw mostly Dobbins glass rods for my crankbaits, and then I started trying the Kistler rods, and I've still got some Dobbins I use, but for the most part, I like the feeling reel rod. So that just kind of gives you an idea of the rod. And the rods that I have, they're about 7 foot long, a medium heavy type rod. And because it's got 50% fiberglass, you can throw with you can throw braid, or you can throw fluorocarbon. I throw fluorocarbon. I don't like throwing braid. Unless I absolutely have to. But I feel like you get a little more sensitivity with this rod than you do a solid glass rod, even though the Dobbins glass rods are great. I also have a couple of the St. Croix glass rods, those orange colored rods, and they're really good as well, but they're just so fat and beefy that I prefer the feeling reel rods for the most part. And then I usually throw I usually throw my wiggle wart on the lightest line I can get away with. We do have a lot of rock and timber and stuff around here, so I can't get away with super light line. But I usually will try to stick in that 10 to 12 pound test line, and I'll even go down to 8-pound test when I can get away with it. I think you get more bites with the lighter line. And in the super cold water, like when you get in the high 40s and low 50s, I go with a really slow reel, like a 5-to-1 reel, because you're moving that wiggle wart really slow. What they'll do is they'll just kind of suck when the water's really cold. What they do is they just kind of come up behind the wiggle wart for the most part, and they just kind of come up behind it and just suck it in. And it's so subtle, a lot of times you don't even feel it sucking in. It's hard to get used to the bite. So you move it pretty slow. Now, when you get into the spring, when the water temperatures get up there in the 60s and it starts really warming up, then you can speed it up and fish it like you would a normal crankbait. But that's kind of the way I fish the wiggle warts. I love wiggle wart fishing, but as much as I love wiggle warts are specialty baits. I just love the fact that they got a ton of amazing colors, and they were all put together, especially the old ones. They were manufactured pretty much by hand in Oklahoma. In fact, you old timers know this, but you new guys that have been watching the channel don't know that I've got a good friend who is in the Storm Lures family. And I had him on the channel several times last winter, and I'm sure he'll come back this winter to talk about wiggle warts and the history of warts and stuff. And it's fascinating listening to him talk about it. So we're definitely going to have David Storm back. His dad and 2 uncles are the original Storm brothers who created Storm Lures, created the wiggle wart, and then sold the company to Rapala. And David was the boy. He grew up in the family and worked in the factory, and he knows all about the wiggle warts. He knows all about the old school Storm lures, all of them, So anyway, all right, let's do another question. Let's do another question here. Give some other prizes away. All right. Aaron Martens passed away yesterday. Let's ask an Aaron Martens question. How many Angler of the Year titles from the Elite Series does he have? Aaron Martens won how many AOI titles in his career? That's the question. Booster got it. 3. He won Angler of the Year 3 frigging times. That is amazing. That is an achievement. In fact, some people would argue that winning Angler of the Year is harder than winning anything else. It's harder than winning the Classic. It's harder than winning any pro level tournament. Angler of the Year is so difficult because you have to be on them every single tournament the entire year. Even if you have one bad tournament out of the year, you're probably not going to win Angler of the Year. He did that 3 different times. And I don't know how many. Is there anybody like super nerd? If too bad we don't have Ken Duke on. He could tell us how many times did Aaron Martens come close to winning AOI? Man, he was so consistent. He was such a good angler that pretty amazing, to say the least. Yeah, the hog snatcher. Yeah, right on. Ballin's saying 7. 7 other tournaments 7 other times he was close. Wow. If that's the case, man, think about that. 10 years he was in contention for Angler of the Year. Man, that's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. Yes, believe me, Booster was first. Leighton had the first answer, but he was incorrect. And Booster was the first correct answer. Tim was second. Ballin was actually third, although Ballin, you cannot win twice in the same night, buddy. That is against the rules. You cannot win twice in the same night. And Mr. Bass's rules are harsh, not flexible. All right, let's spin for Booster. And I will get a ticket ready for Booster for our real giveaway. Whoa, Booster strikes out. Wow, man, Booster, buddy. Dang. Sorry about that. You do have a ticket, though. Another ticket. This is not your only ticket in the drum for the real giveaway. But no prize. Oh, no. I know it. It hurts. It hurts, man. I like to compare it to fishing. You know, some days you wake up and you say, oh, man, the weather's perfect. The water temp's incredible. The full moon was absolutely, moon's phase is perfect. I'm going to go out there and slay him today. And you go out there, and just as you get on the water, you catch maybe one awesome fish, maybe two. You're on a pattern. It's going great. And then your trolling motor shoots craps. Or you hit a stump and break your lower unit. And the whole fishing day is screwed, totally ruined. That's the Mr. Bass Show, man. That's what happens. You wake up, you think, man, I'm going to win some amazing prizes today. And what happens? Bam. Booster could have won the Champions Club, but Ballin stole it from him. Right out from under his nose. Stole it right out from underneath him. Brutal. Brutal. But we always have the consolation that he could win the amazing 13 Fishing Inception Sport Z Reel. We're going to be giving this away when Mr. Bass hits 7,500 subscribers. That's what we decided. I think Gramps suggested that. Somebody suggested it in the channel last week, and I said that's a good number. When we hit 7,500 subscribers, anybody that has a ticket in the tumbler gets to be in the drawing for the 13 Fishing Reel. So there you go. That's the deal. I love Booster. He knows I love him. Booster is a great guy. He loves fishing, knows everything about fishing. He's a great supporter of the channel. It's all fun and games, man. If I didn't have a few red X's, would it really be fun? It's fun to see somebody strike out every once in a while. Right. Right. Oh, man. Do you know if Monster Bass Seeker 8 has good action? I ordered the 6-pack. Had the 6-pack on sale for only $20. Wow. Speaking of great deals, all the companies probably have great deals going right now. Don't forget that you can go to Carl's Club. You can get a mystery tackle box subscription for 20% off. You can also get up to 60% off on lots of lures and stuff at Carl's Bait and Tackle right now. Be sure to use the code Mr. Bass. Help out Mr. Bass, help out the channel. Shop Carl's has that reel on sale for $72, members only right now. Dang, that is a deal. That is a great deal. Maybe I should buy a few more of those for giveaways. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, the mysteries of the internet, Tim. Who knows, man? It's like our buddies up in Canada. I haven't seen John Smith on tonight. But they must have awesome internet in Canada because those Canadian boys, they answer questions. If they want to win, they can win, man. They are so fast on the trigger. Doesn't matter if it's John Gill or John Smith or any of the others. Yeah, John Smith's here. Dude, you guys must have the world's fastest internet because they are quick on the trigger. Yeah, I didn't know about that Evoke Zero, Matthew. You should have told me about that, dude. Maybe you did tell me and I just forgot. Booster. I might have as many X's as Mr. Bass has catches. See, I don't keep track of this stuff. I guess that means Booster's had more than one strikeout before. Dude, that's too bad. I tell you what it also means is he's pretty quick on the trigger too because he's answered answered multiple questions right before. A lot of stuff was supposed to drop on Tackle Warehouse on Halloween, but never did. That's interesting, Nathan, because I think I mentioned last year their sales weren't nearly as good as they have been in the past. I hope that's not the case this year. I hope they have some good stuff going. I mean, Halloween's pretty early, though. Carl's Bait and Tackle started on November 1st, and they're going to have their deals from now until the end of the year. I don't know how long Monster Bass is going to have theirs. Tackle Warehouse always has something going on. I just haven't looked at it close yet. So, all right, let's do another question here. Oh, what's our time? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Before I ask this question, I want to ask you guys, how did you like our Jimmy Houston show Wednesday night with me and Steve? Yes, I helped Steve out and was able to arrange Jimmy Houston to come on the show, and I was happy to help him out there. What'd you guys think of the show with Jimmy? What'd you think of old Jimmy Houston live on our show? I really enjoyed him. I thought he was fun. Texas Huntsman says, best live ever. Caro says, loved it. Glad to hear that. Gil thought it was awesome. I hear you, Leo. I want to fish Jimmy's Lake too, man. That sounds incredible. You know how hard it is to have 100 fish day when you're fishing for bass, or even a 50 fish day. And it just sounds like that's all the time you can go there. I was like, dude, Jimmy, get me on your lake, please. Please. What do I have to do? What do I have to do, man? Jimmy would still be fishing. Yeah. Jeff Lauer, that's another one of our Canadian buddies. He says 11 out of 10. Great show. I'm glad you liked it, man. I loved that show. I thought it was really fun. So you can go watch it over again. I've actually started doing that, watching our shows again or going to listen to them. They're up on the podcast sites. You can look up and find them on Apple and Spotify and those. I like to listen to them in the car and in the truck. I learned so much from these guys by going back. I think, when I'm doing the show with Steve, I'm so focused on so many other things and making sure we're keeping it going and keeping it interesting. But I find when I go back and listen, man, I pick up so much more stuff from these pros. It's really been fun doing that. Fishing the Southeast, I haven't had any more since Wednesday. I'm at 766 on my fish goal. 766. Yeah, I didn't know Lucy had died. I go in spurts where I watch a channel. In fact, I was watching several of his videos the day before, and Lucy was in the video, the last video I watched. But yeah, he's got quite a deer herd following. I mean, to tell you the truth, I don't care much about watching the deer. I'm into the fishing, but it's definitely something unique. And he said, as he said on the show, his deer videos are his most popular videos on his channel. So that's pretty interesting. All right, here's the Jimmy Houston question. How many years in a row did Jimmy Houston fish professional tournaments? He told us how many years in a row did he fish professionally? He quit 2 years ago fishing tournaments. Leo, I think you're it, dude. Let me go back and check. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. 54 years. 54 years he fished tournaments professionally. Can you believe that? Man. And I think I don't know who's been the longest running guy. Is it Rick Clunn? I wonder how many years Rick Clunn has fished in a row, but 54 years, that's insane. Crazy. Congratulations, Leo. You get a chance to spin to win. So hopefully you don't follow Booster's lead. Here's your ticket, Leo, for the drawing. I'll go ahead and put that in there. You're right, Chris. That is amazing. 54 years. Mr. Bass, you got a great channel here, buddy. I always enjoy the live streams. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, here we go. Leo, let's spin for Leo. All right, that's spinning fast enough. It's got to miss the X this time. Whoa, Leo, I thought you were going to get jackpot, but you are a winner. You are a winner. So just let us know. Do you want something from the hard baits bucket, the miscellaneous, or the soft plastics? Good to know. Good to see you win. Booster was predicting KVD. That would have been fun. Caro has to drive 2 hours to a Crystals. We don't even have Crystals here where I live. We used to have White Castle. We don't have White Castles anymore either. Yo, Gravy Freight Train. How's it going, dude? I know, so close to the jackpot and the X. I thought it was going to land on the jackpot, and then all right, Leo wants a hard bait. Don't stone me as a false prophet. All right, Leo wants a hard bait. Okay, Leo, you have won the Monster Bass Patriot 3.0. This color is called the Baby Blues, which is really like a citrus shad. It's got a blue back, chartreuse sides, a lot of glitter on the belly. Monster Bass, of course, always has a red hook on their baits. That's kind of one of their signatures. And this is a walk the dog plug with a feathered treble on the back. 3 7/8 inches long, weighs 1/2 of an ounce. The Monster Bass Patriot. 3.0. Congratulations, man. All right, be sure you send me a DM at Mr. Bass TV on Instagram, and I will get your prize in the mail. All right, let me show you another lure that I recently received. You're going to say, what in the world do you need another one of these for? Here's the box. Check out the artwork on this amazing box. Dude, couldn't you give me something a little nicer looking than that? I know, another PB rat. Are you kidding me? Don't you have enough PB rats? I do, man. I got too many of these. But I don't know. There's something about the PB rat I really like. And I got this color not because I wanted purple. I want black. You can't ever get black. So I tried to find the color that was darkest, that would do the best for me on a dark, cloudy day where I need to be throwing a black topwater bait. And that's why I got this color. This is the 2-piece PB rat. I'll put the deal up here so you guys can see. One cool thing about the PB pattern is there's no two patterns exactly alike, because he does this kind of blended pattern that he puts on all of the baits. And I just think it's really cool. And they definitely are effective. They're very good topwater rats. For sure. So this is the darkest one I have now. You're right, Texas Huntsman. That's probably what I ought to do. Just find somebody to paint it for me. But there's something about this pattern, you know, that's so unique and beautiful. I don't want to ruin that. The only thing that I'm not real crazy about as far as the look is the eyes. I wish it had cooler looking eyes. I'm not a big fan of the eyes on the PB rat, but everything else I love about the PB rat, really. So that's that one. I'll show you my other PB rats. They're hanging up here behind me in case you want to see them, as long as I can do it without getting a hook in my hand. Here's a couple that have 3 joints, and you can just see how unique they are. There's just not any one that looks the same. Yeah, Patty, my wife feels about the same. She's just good to me. Doesn't fight me. I think she'd be much happier if I toned it down. I know she would. So these are a couple of cool colors. And then this one I think is cool, this gray one. Another 3-piece. They make a 4-piece as well. I don't have any 4 pieces, and I don't think I'm going to get a 4-piece. To me, that's just too big. But I think the 2 and the 3 are about right. Yeah, the eyes. Now these eyes at least are black, which I think are better than like a shiny, sparkly eye like this. This kind of looks like costume jewelry in the eye. I would like a more lifelike eye. Of course, the fish don't care, especially not on a topwater or wake bait. They don't care what the eye looks like. But just for me, especially as much as these things cost, I'd like cooler looking eyes. Look at Matthew. The zombie rat doesn't even have eyes. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't complain about the PB Rat's eyes. All right, and then I got 1 2-piecer here, which is pretty much the same color as that 3-piece I showed you. But this just kind of gives you an idea of, even though they're the same color, everyone is unique, completely unique. And there's something I like about that. I like, you could say, this is the only one like this. The only one. It'd be kind of cool if I had different eyes, though. Yeah, Crappy Kev, you're right. It's just a trick worm or a cream worm, and that's what's nice about these things. They just screw in, and you just get you another whatever kind of worm. So you can change the color. Maybe you want a black tail or any other color tail. Once this gets torn up, no big deal. You just get you any kind of a trick worm, and there you go for the tail. The cream scoundrel worm is what Matthew says it is. And Matthew should know. He knows his swim baits. He knows his wake baits and his glide baits and he knows that stuff. Definitely. All right, let's see here. Let's do another question. All right, this one is going to probably throw off you new guys. You old timers will know this. So sorry, you will know this if you watch some of my other videos. If you kind of have gone on a Mr. Bass video marathon, you will know the answer to this. If not, you may not know this. All right, my dog fishes with me. Andy, what is his nickname? This has been a question on the past before. I like to bring it up every once in a while. What is Andy the fishing dog's nickname? You will see me call him this all the time. John Smith, our Canadian, got it. He's been with the show probably from the start. Goofball. My fishing dog's nickname is Goofball, and he doesn't know it's his nickname because I call him Goofball all the time. I also will call him Goofy some, Pop-Tart, but most of the time it's Goofball. And he responds to Goofball just like he does Andy. In fact, maybe more so. So, congratulations, John Smith. You're on the board. Let's get you a ticket for the drawing. John Smith in the tumbler. All right, John. John is I got a running tab with John. I don't know how much I owe him now. I got it written down here. But John gets a 1. John's Canadian. Unfortunately, I no longer send baits to Canada. John's still mad at me about this because I did used to send him baits. I did used to send them in the mail. But I started having so many Canadian winners. It was killing me. Did you know that to send this one lure to Canada would cost me $15? And the postage rates just went up, so it's probably more than that. $15 to send an $8 lure to Canada. So if you're in Canada, you can still play the game. I just send you an electronic gift card. And I know John won one last week, and I don't know, how many gift cards do I owe you now? I usually wait until it adds up to 25, and then I'll send him a $25 card. The Canadians are going to have to open up a Mr. Bass Pro Shops. You're not kidding, Frank. All right, John, congratulations, buddy. I'm putting you down for another $5 gift card. And I think I'm up to the point now where I need to be sending you one. Looks like I'm at 25 bucks here. Might even be more than that. You'll have to update me and keep me straight there. The lure has to be vaccinated. Yeah, that's the other problem with sending lures to Canada. They got to be vaccinated, and I can't afford that. Does Goofball say, "What do you want, Mr. Bass?" Yeah. If you're a dog owner, you know dogs absolutely know how to communicate with their owner. In fact, he's sitting right next to the door right now, waiting for the show to be over. He's just dying for it to be over, and he's going to sit there as long as it takes. As long as it takes. Put a mask on the rat. Who knows? I might have to. You never know. Get the lure vaccinated, put a mask on it, and then ship it out. Biden pays for the vaccine. Somehow we're back to vaccine talk again. What kind of dog is the dog? He is a Maltipoo. Maltese Poodle mix. Great dog. Super personality. Really, really fun little dog. One nice thing about a Maltipoo, any kind of dog, I believe, that they mix with poodle, they don't shed because of the poodle. Poodle breeds don't shed. So Andy does not shed at all. I mean, not at all, which is really, really nice. Channel demonetized for talking about the vaccine. You're right, Matthew. Got to watch that. Got to watch it. It's risky. Very, very risky. All right. Let's see. I got one more swim bait to show you guys. I think I might wait a few minutes and just see. Dogs are the coolest. Yeah, dogs are the coolest. Patty. German Shepherds, I think are great dogs. Definitely. I was an MP in the Army, and I had several buddies that were dog handlers in the Army. And of course, they used all German Shepherds. And very, very well trained dogs. German Shepherds, man. You can train them incredibly well. Yeah, let me tell you my dog hair story, John Smith. Man, I'm getting way off track here. Years ago, this is when I was in England. I was a missionary and had no money at all, and living in poverty. And I had this family in Banbury, England. I lived in Banbury for 6 months. And I had this family I love. They're a great family. The Carvels, great people. They had two amazing dogs. They were black labs. And they were part of the family. Incredible dogs, amazing dogs. And my companion, my partner, when I came into the area, he said, "Now, I want to tell you about the Carvels. They're great people. They love having us over. They will have us over for dinner every Sunday night." And I was like, "Oh, great. You mean we get free food every Sunday night at this place?" And he said, "Yeah, every Sunday night we get to eat there." And I was like, "Dude, that's amazing." Because anytime we could get a free meal, we wanted it. Anytime we could get a free meal. So that's what we did. We went over to the Carvels for our first free meal. And just when we get to the door, he says to me, "There's one thing I need to tell you just to prepare you." He said, "They got two big black lab dogs." And I said, "Well, what's the big deal about that? I don't care about dogs. I like dogs." He said, "Well, here's the problem. Dog hair." I said, "Oh, you mean you get it on your clothes?" And he said, "Well, there's dog hair everywhere in this house. It's on the floor. It's on the chairs. It's on the couch. It's on the table. It's on the plate. It's in the food. It's everywhere. I said, what do you mean in the food? He's like, dude, it is in the food. It's everywhere. So prepare yourself. I was like, yeah, wow. Let me check this out. So sure enough, we go in and we sit down. The dogs are jumping all over us and they're licking us and they're just so happy to see us. And it was great to see the dogs and a great time. But dude, man, there was dog hair everywhere. And that didn't bother me until we sat down for dinner. And in England, you eat a lot of the same types of food. They eat a lot of lamb. They eat a lot of meats and beef, and then they eat a lot of very similar meals, Brussels sprouts and all kinds of things. We sit down. They put the plate in front of me, and I look down at this food, and I'm telling you, there is black hair everywhere. I'm not talking one hair. I'm not talking two. I'm talking everywhere. It's literally everywhere. So they all start sitting down and start eating away, start eating this food. And I'm looking at my buddy there. I'm like, I got to eat this. He's like, man, you got to be respectful. You can't insult these people. They're giving us free meal. They're giving us, and he's eating it. And I'm like, holy crap. So I'm trying to pick the hairs out one at a time, but I'm trying to do it so that they don't see me. So we're talking and I'm watching them. And whenever they look away, I pick some hairs out, and then they are talking. And whenever they look away, I pick some more hairs out. And I'm trying to eat this stuff. And it was tough. It was really, really hard to get it down that first time. I was there 6 months. I ate there that's why you say grace at the meals, right, Nathan? That's why you say grace at the meals. I ate there every Sunday night for 6 months. And it only took me a few weeks and I was just eating the hair. I wasn't even looking at it. I was just eating the hair, just like my buddy. You didn't even notice it. You didn't even care. You just ate it. Thank you, Lord, for this food. It was great. And if you could just mentally get out of your head that you were eating dog hair, the food tasted great. It was fine. Extra protein. Yeah, I did it every Sunday night for 6 months. Yeah, how about that? That's a story, isn't it? Oh, that's a story. This guy, Mr. Carville, he worked at a chocolate factory, and he would bring these massive chocolate bars home, and he'd feed the dogs chocolate all the time. And I've always heard, man, chocolate's bad for dogs. You do not want to be feeding your dog chocolate every day, but they literally fed those dogs chocolate every day. Pretty wild. Pretty wild for sure. All right, let's do another question here. Are we going to do a question? Maybe I'll do a name that lure. I'm going to do name that lure. See if you guys are up on your soft plastics. Never ate dog hair. You ought to give it a try, Nathan. It definitely makes it wild. Yeah, Texas Huntsman. Chocolate's supposed to be super toxic for these dogs, and they literally ate it every day. And I'm telling you what, man. I just gave you a sneak peek of the lure. The chocolate. It was a Cadbury factory. That chocolate was amazing. It was great. It was fantastic. But they ate it. They ate it all the time. All right, Illuminathan thinks it's a flatworm. That's not what it is. Here it is. Go. Uh-oh, it's not focusing. There it is. What is this worm? Doug Hayes, you got it, buddy. I'm pretty sure Doug's first. Let me go back up and check. Yes, Doug Hayes, you are the winner. It is the Quiver by Missile Baits. The Quiver 6.5, and this color is GP3. Green Pumpkin 3, I guess. It's got some purple in there. I kind of like it. Definitely got some green pumpkin, and then it's kind of purple swirls in there. So Doug Hayes got it right. The Missile Baits Quiver. And this little skinny tail, that's what it does. It quivers. Put that on a shaky head. That thing, it's got some crazy action. Crazy action. Congratulations, Doug. Let's spin. I'll get a ticket going for you while we're spinning. See if you get lucky. Guardian Angel. Dude, we got 2 winners in one spin. All right, Doug, here's your ticket for the real drawing. Gonna put that in here for you. And you get to pick one person in the comments to win a prize as well. So congratulations, Doug. Who are you choosing? Who are you choosing to win a prize? Let's see who he picks. See who he picks here. He's got to go through the comments and see. First, he's picking Fish in the Southeast. Okay. Fish in the Southeast. Here's a ticket for you, Fish in the Southeast. I will put it in the drum, and then we will get your prizes. Each of you just tell me what would you like? Hard bait, soft bait, or something out of the miscellaneous bucket. Let's see. My back's bugging me. Pick your poison, Doug, and FTSE. All right, Doug wants a hard bait. And so does FTSE. They both want hard baits. Okay, that's what you're going to get then. Man, I got so many of these. I'm trying to give you guys a little variety here. There we go. Wow. All right. Digging in here. There we go. All right. Okay. I'm going to do something a little different here. Doug, since you were the winner, you have your choice. Do you want a jerk bait or do you want a crank bait? That's what I got. I'm not showing you what they are. But do you want a crankbait or a jerkbait? And then we'll give FTSE the one you don't choose. No fanny packs. Right on. So I haven't done this before. This is kind of fun. We will actually give him a choice between 2 lures, and then the one he doesn't choose we'll give to his guardian, who he was guardian angel over. Missile baits, man. The missile baits D-bomb is one of the best flipping baits of all time, Nathan, I think. I love the D-bomb. All right, Doug wants a crankbait. So here's your crankbait. It is a Strike King Lucky Shad Pro model crankbait. It dives 8 feet, and this color is Phantom Watermelon Red Craw. All right. And the bait you did not choose, which goes to the FTSE Fish in the Southeast. It is the Boyd Duckett BDJ 95. This color is Crystal Pro Blue. Crystal Pro Blue. Right on. Okay, Doug, let's see. Be sure you send me a DM on Instagram, Doug, and I will get you your Strike King Lucky Shad and FTSE, your BD 95. Did you see the new Missile Baits Mini Chunk? Yes, I have seen it. Have you guys seen it? It looks pretty sick. In fact, I can go on Tackle Warehouse and show you guys real quick if it's on there. Should be on there, shouldn't it? It should be on there. Oh, man. There we go. Well, there it is. See if it's on there. Missile Baits, where are you, JKLL? Here it is. It's a pretty cool looking chunk. I got to say, it really is. I gotta try it. I got to. It looks really cool. The Missile Mini D Chunk trailer. All right, there. Can you guys see it? How about that? Bammer Craw. See, it's got a few interesting features. The shape of the body is a little different than a normal chunk. It's got big flappers there that look like they'll move a lot of water, similar to like the Rage Tail flappers. But then it's got those ribs on the body, similar to the D-bomb. So I'm guessing that it's a very soft bait, but I don't know. I haven't felt it in person, but it looks pretty cool. Definitely looks cool. So I like the design a lot, Jan. I mean, you can use a chunk for so many things. It's a great jig trailer, a chatterbait trailer. Man, there's just so many ways to fish a chunk. So, pretty fun. All right. Let me show you this other swim bait I got. Now, here's a sure sign of when you buy a bait. When you buy a bait and they send it in a Velcro pouch like this, that's got to be something, right? Dude, can you see what it says on there? Hiroshima. This is the Hiroshima 7-inch Hero Shad. Check out the inside of this thing. It's like all fluffy. Look at that. It's like lamb's wool. Pretty cool. This color, man, if I can get this out, it's not as, I got to try not to stick myself, you know. I've done that on air before. It's not, I don't recommend it. I definitely do not recommend sticking yourself. There we go. Got it. Got it. The 7-inch Hero Shad. This color is called Spawning Yellow Perch, which is interesting. It's not very yellow at all. It's white and gray. It's got kind of a yellowish tail, but it doesn't look very yellow, does it? Big honking tail on this thing. Pretty soft, flexible tail. 2-piece. 2-piece. Nice big eyes. Yeah, that's the other point that Matthew's looking. Look at the hooks. The hooks are quads. They're not trebles. They're quads. Very, very nice hooks on this thing. The only thing I wish it had was a 360-degree hook keeper would be nice. But it's still, with the extra split ring, still will spin probably about 180 degrees. So not terrible, but that's a pretty nice one. Mr. Bass, do you think you'll ever get a Hinkle Shad? I hope so. I hope I do, Nathan. It's just trying to find them. That's the ticket with a lot of these baits. I don't know if I'll buy a mother or not. I might, but you know, there's something, even me, which you guys know, I'll spend money on a bait. $400 for a swim bait. I don't know, man. You break that off, that's $400. That's a nice Shimano reel. A very nice Metanium reel for $400, just about. So, and that's what the mother costs. So don't know about the mother. I do love my negotiators, though. One more question. Do you see Nasheen came out with a new spy bait, the 70 albino? No, I've not seen that, Nathan. Better check that out. Any of you guys spy bait fishermen? Any of you guys throw the spy bait much? That's painful. Saw a couple for 180. Now they're 300. Dude, that's a lot of jack. A lot of jack for a lure. Definitely. Lots of money. All right. We're about out of time. Let's do one final question. See if we get one more final winner. Nathan's spy bait's on Erie. That's a good place to throw a spy bait, I hear. All right, final question. Okay, this is another Jimmy Houston question that he did not answer on the show. We did not ask this question. So this is going to show me who is a true diehard Jimmy Houston fan. Believe it or not, Jimmy Houston, a man well over the age of 70. I don't know how old he is, but I know he's way over 70. He actually has a kayak and has fished out of it. What brand? That's all you got to tell me. What brand of kayak does Jimmy Houston have? What brand of fishing kayak does Jimmy Houston have? You can tell me the brand or the model. Either one I will accept. Either one is the winner. What brand, what model? Not a Hobie. Not a Pelican. Not an Old Town. One key to spy baiting, Tim, is you got to use really light line. You've got to throw like 5-pound test, 6-pound test. The Sun Dolphin. Nice. That's not it either. David got it. It is the Jackson Coosa FD. That's what Jimmy Houston fishes out of, the Jackson Coosa FD. And he's got one video. I think the first day he took the boat out, or the second day, he catches a giant. He does a video of it and catches a giant, I think on a crankbait or a spinnerbait. Go watch that video, dude. It's pretty freaking amazing. So, yeah, pretty awesome. So, man, we're getting some newer names winning tonight. That's cool. That's cool. All right, David, let's spin for you, buddy. See if you win. Bam. He's a winner. David is a winner. Congratulations, man. What do you want? Hard bait, soft bait, or miscellaneous? Hit the like button if you would. If you haven't done it already, I would greatly appreciate it. David wants something out of the miscellaneous bucket. All right. What in the world could we get? What in the world might there be in this miscellaneous bucket that, here we go. How about this? The War Eagle 1/2 ounce spinnerbait. This is the light wire version, and this has 2 Colorado blades. The Screaming Eagle is this one, white and chartreuse. White and chartreuse. The War Eagle spinnerbait. I love War Eagle spinnerbaits, man. They are awesome. Even though I'm a Bama fan, that is literally the only War Eagle I allow in my house is the War Eagle spinnerbait, because it is too freaking awesome. Right on, Caro, the spinnerbait in honor of one of the all-time great spinnerbait fishermen, Jimmy Houston. Congratulations, David, and congratulations to all of our winners tonight. Thanks, everybody, for being on the Mr. Bass Show. I greatly appreciate it. I am kind of out of the loop this next week. We will not have a Wednesday night show. If I get lucky, I might do a spontaneous live show. You never know. If not, you may see us next week. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Hope you get some fishing in this weekend. Hopefully you'll catch your PB. Wouldn't that be great? You're right, Nathan. The Screaming Eagles are awesome. They have a strong light wire, and that light wire gives you some amazing vibration. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Please share the show with other people. Spread the word about the Mr. Bass channel. As soon as we get to 7,500 subscribers, we will give away that awesome 13 fishing reel. Hope you guys have a great night. I'm ending in 3, 2, 1.